everyone, my name is Passek, the FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today we'll be tying a little spider pattern. Actually, it's going to probably be more of a wet fly, depending on how many turns you put into the hackle. But this is going to be more of a wet fly spider kind of cross. These spiders are really underutilized here in North America. I know they use them a ton actually all over around the world, down in New Zealand and South Africa and all over Europe. They're just extremely popular, and they work really well, and they work really well here. I've been using many different spider patterns over the years, and this one here is probably one of my top producers. Great little fly. So, alrighty, here we go. So in the vise today, I have a Hens BL 254N in a size 12. I'll be using some hare's mask for the body, and then I'll be using a Hungarian Partridge, one of these feathers here for the hackle. Alrighty. So, and I'll be using some Semperfli Nano silk in a white. Just start my thread. I want to go about to the tip of the hook, no further. Gonna grab my. We're gonna let the thread flatten by just letting it spin a bit. Then I'm gonna grab some. I don't know if you can see. There we go. So the ear is up here. I'm gonna grab right between the eyes. Right between the eyes, this darker stuff, and mixed with a little bit of this lighter stuff. So I want a little bit of both. I'm just pulling it out, just by hand, right. I'm just gonna get a little bit. I don't need a lot for this fly, and I want mostly the guard hairs. I don't want the underfur as much. So if I get underfur, I try to pull it out. There's some in there, obviously, but... So, now I'm going to split my thread. This Nano silk is awesome to split. It splits really well. So now I'm just going to get this stuff together. Put it into my thread. And then I'm going to spread it. And I can tell you right off the bat, that's going to be way too much, so I'm going to pull a bunch of that out there. Give that a little spin. Shorten up my thread so I can just let it spin right underneath the hook here. In the meantime, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to find myself an appropriate feather. Actually, you know what? I think those are a little bit too long. Yeah, I'm going to go in here and grab one of these wing feathers. Just got to find the right length, because I do want this to protrude past the hook. This one. So that'll do. I actually grabbed a couple of them. So now that's nicely blended, nicely spun. I'm gonna go back here. And I want this buggy. So I want that to be sticking out like that on this fly. And then when I get up here, I'm just gonna stroke all this material back and make sure I stay leaving a bit of room here for my front hackle. There. So nice and buggy, right? So now I'm going to take my hackle and I'm going to strip off all this underfluff. Now hopefully these feathers don't give me problems, because I tied a couple earlier, and these, even though this is a brand new skin, it's been pretty brittle on me. So we'll see. So I want these longer feathers, so I'm just going to split this here. Yeah, about there. I want about that much, maybe a tiny bit more, a couple more. So I'm just going to cut my little triangle for a tie-in point. All right. Lay it right beside here. Make sure I've got that nicely tied in. Then I like doing a half hitch here just so I don't knock it off while I'm doing my thing. Grab my hackle pliers. Just train all these fibers back. Gonna get about 2 to 3 wraps out of this. That's it. So lock it in once you've used up all your barbules, and then fold that all back, form just a little bit of a head here, whip finish, make sure it's nice and tight, and then I'll get my little waste piece out of there. Take my brush, just brush that out a bit. Make sure all these little fibers are out, and that's it. There is your finished fly. Let's see if I can get that a little bit more focused. There we go. It's pretty good though. Yeah, unfortunately my ring light died, so the lighting's not the greatest, but there you go. That's it. It's like I said, it's more of a wet style fly, this one. This is another one, this is the same fly, but more of a spider type, right? So it's a, here, I'll put it actually in the vise so you guys can see. It's a lot less dense in the front. I used less wraps, right? So even it is a little heavy for a spider, but you know, and when that all lays back, but so it depends on what I'm doing, but I actually usually prefer, well, no, I won't say that because I was going to say I usually prefer the more dense ones like this, but that's not true because a lot of times I do like these really sparse ones as well. So that's about it. Now what I would do here is I would just take a brown or dark green Sharpie like this and just give this white thread head a bit of a color. That's about it. So, alrighty. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines. If you've subscribed, thank you very much. If you have not, please consider doing so. And once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll be doing a giveaway of the flies I've tied on this channel, as well as a copy of the books I've wrote. Alrighty. Tight lines all.